Alrighty, folks, welcome back into another Davis Does Weather live stream. We now have a wedge tornado on the ground in Texas. This did just go observed. Weather spotters confirmed tornado near the community of Beck. Currently, Storm Intermedia on your screen now has a large, destructive wedge tornado ongoing. If you are in this area, you need to seek shelter immediately. This is unbelievable. So give me just a second here. Again, I've got to share this word out with as many people as possible, and I really need you guys to do the same because this is a potentially catastrophic tornado ongoing, approaching the community of Beck, Texas. Again, this is in the Texas Panhandle. We just got a brand new tornado warning as well for another storm in the Texas Panhandle here. This is for one approaching Amarillo. Very impressive reflectivity presentation on that one. So if you are south of Masterson or if you are in Addy, Texas, you need to make sure that you are seeking shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a 30 building, away from windows and in an interior room. But again, we now have a wedge tornado ongoing approaching Littlefield, Texas. This is a catastrophic tornado, and if you are in this area, you need to be running, not walking to your safe spot. Again, I'm going to try to get their feed up here for you guys in just a sec. We have got a lot to go over today because obviously we didn't stream yesterday. Unfortunately, I was not able to. Yesterday was like the only day out of the entire, not the only day out of the entire year, but the only day in a long time that I have not been able to stream. And of course, that had to be the day that everything went down. But look at that. Look at those other vortices. Look at those sub-vortices. This is a violent multivortex tornado ongoing. Oh my goodness. My goodness, dude. Again, this is unbelievable. Give me just a second. Again, I'm trying to get the word out here, share this with all the boys and everything, because this is an unbelievable tornado ongoing. Again, if you're in this area, you need to be running, not walking to your safe spot. This is a potentially catastrophic tornado now on the ground. Again, this is approaching the community of Beck, and this is a live look from Storm Intermedia. Again, that is unbelievable. We're going to keep that up on your screen, but we're also going to see if we can get Freddie McKinney up in our separate box here because he's also going to look at this tornado, and his look is arguably even better. So we're going to go ahead and bring this up for you. Here we go. Again, this was even bigger just a couple of minutes ago. Look at this. This was 3 minutes ago. This is what the tornado looked like from Storm Chaser Freddie McKinney, just above my head there. Look at what SRM has, though. Oh, my goodness. Okay, we're going to catch this stream back up, and then we're going to full screen SRM here. Again, this is an ongoing situation, guys. This is an unbelievably intense tornado, and if you are in this area, you have to run to your safe spot. You have to go now. This is a huge tornado ongoing. Again, this is multivortex. Look at that sub-vortice off to the side there. What in the world? Again, this is a catastrophic situation here for Beck, Texas, and surrounding communities west of Littlefield. So if you're in this area, we need you to run to your safe spot, not walk. Again, a very large tornado ongoing right now, just southwest of Beck, Texas. Again, very intense velocities ongoing right now on the Lubbock, Texas radar here. And as you can see, they are continuing to get more intense. Again, likely a strong to violent tornado ongoing here near Beck, Texas. So if you are in this area, we need you to be seeking shelter immediately. Again, luckily, not a whole lot of people live out here, so this is going to be traveling over mostly rural open fields. However, there are a few homes and different buildings out here just south of the Beck area, I believe. So, again, just an unbelievable tornado ongoing right now near Beck, Texas. If you're in this area, you need to run, not walk to your safe spot, guys. Again, this is a huge, huge tornado ongoing. Look at that. Wow. So again, very large and potentially very strong tornado ongoing. Just southwest of Beck, Texas, approaching Oklahoma Flat and Lums Chapel, if you are just now tuning in. Again, the reflectivity presentation has been incredible with this supercell for the past few scans. I will say it has entered a phase here where it's starting to merge with another supercell, so we'll see how this affects this storm. But again, either way, you absolutely need to be in your tornado safe spot if you are included in this warning polygon. This is for Hockley, Bailey, and Lamb counties. Again, a significant and, again, potentially a very dangerous dangerous tornado ongoing via Storm Chaser, Storm Intermedia, and Freddie McKinney. Again, this is the look that Freddie has of it right now. Just look at that motion of that mesocyclone. Wow. Again, very intense tornado ongoing here. If you are just now tuning in. Again, this is an extremely dangerous situation for Beck and surrounding areas. And we need you all to be in your safe spot if you are out here. Alright. It looks like it's trying to occlude, but it's definitely still on the ground. I mean, we've still got ground circulation there, clearly. So, if you are in this area, remain in your safe spot until further notice. Oh my goodness, look at that. Wow. That is beautiful. Again, the good news is right now, as many of our West Texas tornadoes have been over the past few days, this is an incredibly rural area. What in the world? Look at that rope. It just underwent an unbelievable funnel replacement cycle. Look at that. My goodness, dude. Again, look at that tornado. Beautiful rope tornado ongoing in Texas right now. Look at how fast that's moving. What in the world? Again, this went from a wedge to a stovepipe to a rope. Look at how fast that thing's moving. Look at that racing off to the left side of your screen here. This is in live time, guys. This is ongoing. Look at that motion. I don't know if I've ever seen a tornado move that quickly that has been that noticeable and that clear and photogenic. Wow. So again, if you're in this area, we need you to be running, not walking to your safe spot. A significant tornado ongoing near Beck, Texas. Again, an unbelievable tornado there. This thing is just racing off to the southeast. Wow. Again, look at that motion in the clouds. My goodness, dude. So, again, we are talking about another day of potentially significant to violent tornadoes across portions of the Texas Panhandle. A 10% hatch tornado risk has been put in place at the most recent Storm Prediction Center update for sections of the Texas Panhandle. This includes Lubbock and surrounding areas. Now, obviously, this is not a huge 10% hatch risk, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. After yesterday's events, I would not be shocked to see an isolated strong tornado somewhere in the 5% risk either, or even back into the 2% risk, because this is a heavily unstable environment that we're dealing with out here as of right now. If we actually go ahead and take a look at the HRRR model here, you can see our surface-based K values ranging anywhere from 3,500 up to 4,000, depending on where you look at here at the surface level in the Texas Panhandle. So, excuse me, incredibly potent and synoptic setup here for the potential of a couple of strong tornadoes. Again, dew points in the mid to high 60s there as well. If we take a look at wind shear values, you can also see that they're not lacking. We've got yourself about 20 knots of shear in the first kilometer of the atmosphere, but if we look at the first 3 kilometers of the atmosphere, or the first 6 kilometers of the atmosphere rather, we can see that we've got ourselves, 40 to even up to 70 knots of wind shear in some spots. So, again, very potent and very intense severe weather setup for today. Our SRH values in the first kilometer of the atmosphere are over 100, and if you go to the first 3 kilometers of the atmosphere, they are very, very high. Again, dealing with anywhere from 200 all the way up to 500 in some areas. And again, that's all within the first 3 kilometers of the atmosphere there. And those values skyrocket as we go later into this evening. Again, by 7 p.m., the HRRR is noting potentially up to 12 to 1,300 SRH in the first 3 kilometers of the atmosphere. Obviously, that'll be where those supercells are covering, but still just an unbelievable HRRR run. And again, it does have several to, again, numerous discrete supercells across parts of southeastern New Mexico and far west Texas as well, and that could potentially bring us maybe a couple of isolated tornadoes. I will say the wind shear values aren't quite as great out this far west, but definitely still can't rule out a couple of tornadoes in that area. But I really do think that the hot spot for today is going to be the southern Texas Panhandle, as the SPC has noted in their most recent outlook. So again, going back to our tornado here, it looks like this thing has, at least for the time being, occluded. Now, keep in mind there is a very good chance that this recycles. In this kind of environment, it is absolutely possible and probable that this will plant down another tornado. So if you are in this area, southwest of Littlefield, Texas, you need to remain in your safe spot on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows and an interior room. Again, guys, keep in mind this was a shower just 3 hours ago. Not even. It was about 2.5 hours ago. And, you know, even by just about an hour ago, this still was just your ordinary severe thunderstorm, big-time hail producer. And then it brings us a wedge tornado just an hour later. So, again, it very quickly is, these supercells are going to be developing and planting down tornadoes. And, again, it looks like we've still got some ground circulation there with this supercell. So, likely still an ongoing tornado here. And if you're in this area, you need to be remaining in your safe spot. Again, preferably underground. If you can't get underground, get on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows and an interior room. But likely still a tornado ongoing here. Just look at the motion in those clouds, man. Wow. Oh, whoa. Yeah, we've got something developing. You can't see it. Yep, now they're zooming in on it. Okay, that just spun up super fast. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, my goodness. That was just about... yeah, that's on the ground. My goodness. Look at this. And look at that scud off to the west. That is very possible that it is a sign of something intense about to happen here. Okay. Give me just a second. So again, if you're in this area, you need to remain in your safe spot. Wow, dude. Again, likely a rain-wrapped tornado ongoing. Nope, there we go. They've got themselves a beautiful view of that ongoing cone tornado. Again, their feed's kind of bugging out here a little bit, but this is ongoing. Look at that tornado, man. Wow. I mean, this is a beautiful, beautiful tornado that we have here. My goodness, dude. Again, just look at how fast those clouds are spinning around. I mean, this is unbelievable. Wow. I don't think I've ever seen motion and production of tornadoes ever so quickly in a supercell. Wow. They did, again, continue with this tornado warning with the observe tag. Again, this was a large multivortex tornado just 10 minutes ago. There's your report, but we saw it firsthand here on Storm Media's feed. Again, Freddy also has this tornado likely on the ground, likely rain-wrapped, but this thing is just chucking out funnels, and they're touching down like the raindrops, man. I mean, it's already produced 3 separate tornadoes within, the past 20 minutes. So if you are in this area, again, make sure that you are staying in your safe spot, preferably underground. My goodness, dude. Wow. Again, quite broad, but look at that rotation there, just west of Beck. Very intense area of circulation ongoing with this. So again, likely a strong tornado ongoing near Beck, Texas. All right. So again, live look here from Storm Media. Things have become whiteout conditions very quickly with all that rain. But again, likely a ongoing rain-wrapped tornado here, south of Beck. Again, this is going to be going near Lum's Chapel in Oklahoma Flat if it does stay on the ground, which is entirely possible. We just got another severe thunderstorm warning. That's going to be for the northern merging supercell here that we have near the Spring Lake area. If you're in this area, make sure you are moving indoors and away from windows immediately. That severe thunderstorm warning is going to be going out for portions of central Lamb County here. It's doing its little Radar Omega Classic disappearing trick, but we'll wait for it to pop back up. There we go. Again, for lime-sized hail and damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour. So if you're in Sudan or off to the east of Sudan, you need to make sure that you are getting indoors and away from windows immediately. We also do have some broad circulation ongoing, but again, it's going to be hard for that to develop further as it is not at all in a good position as it is merging with that other supercell. So again, if you are just now tuning in, we just had an unbelievable tornado near Beck, Texas, a large multi-vortex tornado to a rope, to a cone, to a scudnado. I mean, this has just been an unbelievable start to the live stream here. It's also worth noting, I actually got my first funnel cloud intercept ever of all time today. There was one of these little convecting showers here near the Villa Grove area, and it ended up producing actually quite a long-lasting funnel cloud just northeast of Tuscaloosa. And again, that was the first ever funnel cloud that I've seen in live time. That was a pretty incredible experience. I'm planning on maybe doing at least a members-only video on it, probably not a full video with public access. All right, so this tornado warning is now down to radar indicated, but if you are in this area, you need to remain in your safe spot, obviously, because this supercell has a history of producing a strong tornado. And again, it still honestly could be. So if you're in this area, remain in your safe spot. Again, if there is an ongoing tornado still, it would be located just south of Beck at this point. But yeah, did have a brief little funnel cloud back here into sections of eastern Illinois, likely a land spout that was trying to develop. There was never any ground circulation, but I mean, it actually got quite close. So again, watching the start of a potentially very widespread tornado outbreak across the Texas Panhandle today. Again, I wouldn't rule out a couple of tornadoes, potentially even a brief strong tornado back into southeastern sections of New Mexico, as it does look like we are going to have numerous discrete supercells developing along a line there near Clovis and Hobbs. So if you are out here in southeastern New Mexico, make sure you are staying weather aware. A tornado watch is in effect for most of the Texas Panhandle, northwest Texas, and far southeast New Mexico until 10 p.m. tonight. So again, you need to make sure that you do have a tornado action plan in place, which means know where you're going to go whenever this stuff happens, because a lot of people are like, what do we do, what do we do, what do we do? You want to get on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows and in an interior room. You don't want to mess around with storms like the storms that we're going to be seeing today, because they can easily turn from, again, a little convective thunder shower to a tornado-producing monster within the span of 20 to 30 minutes. So whenever that tornado warning gets issued, it doesn't matter if you can see the tornado or not. You need to get to your safe spot. I would like to say there is a good chance that this storm here does try to produce another tornado. Again, we've still got some resemblance of a mesocyclone along Highway 54 in West Texas. So if you're in this area, make sure that you are staying in your safe spot. If this does touch down, it would likely be a water spout, actually, over Bull Lake. But again, make sure that you are staying in your safe spot, preferably underground, on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, and away from windows. We still do have that tornado warning remaining in effect for the Addy area. Right now, that supercell's pushing off to the northeast, or off to the southeast, rather, but I will tell you that we do have a cell merger developing near the Tascosa area that is likely going to limit this cell's tornadic potential, at least for a brief period of time. But you are still under a tornado warning out there, so make sure that you are staying in your safe spot. Again, if this produces anything at this point, it will be rain wrapped. There's no doubt about it. We're not going to see this tornado. So you need to be underground, preferably if you are out here west of Littlefield, like in the Beck area, for example, or near Beulah. At this point, the rotation is basically stationary. I mean, it's really not moving at all. Again, the warning specifies that this is moving east at 10 miles an hour, but at this point, it's really not moving whatsoever. But anywhere in this tornado warning polygon, you need to make sure that you are staying in your safe spot. What's going on, Orcs? As, again, we did previously just have a very strong and intense tornado with this Texas storm. Again, going back up here to our supercell that is tornado warning near the Masterson area, even if this isn't actively producing a tornado, we do have large hail up to the size of baseballs associated with this supercell. So if you're in this area, you need to be as far away from windows as possible in the middle of your room. We did get some recorded hail. We had some measured hail with photos on social media of in between DVD and pineapple-sized hail. That is not a joke. That is legitimately the report that we got yesterday. There were multiple 5.2-inch hailstones in western Texas yesterday, and we still have a synoptic setup that is going to be somewhat conducive for something similar to happen. So again, even if this tornado that we just had was the last tornado that we've seen today, which I highly doubt it is, we still have to look out for a monster hail threat. And if you're out here, you need to be prepared. Again, watching for something to happen here, but if a tornado does get produced with this storm, it's likely going to be rain-wrapped heavily. But we'll keep watch of it. Again, we do have multiple chasers on that storm right now, including Freddie McKinney and Storm Media. Again, if you can, please make sure to share this stream out with a friend because we are talking about the threat for potentially a full-blown tornado outbreak today across far southeastern New Mexico, western Texas, and maybe even far southwestern sections of Oklahoma. I doubt we're going to see too much activity out there due to storm mode being lacking at that point for tornadic development, but it's not entirely impossible. So again, if you are out here in this area today, you need to make sure that you do have a tornado action plan in place and know where you're going to go when the storm arrives and know when it's going to arrive. Again, if you have any questions about your location, feel free to leave them down below in the chat. We are also watching thunderstorms that are going to have the capabilities to produce damaging winds and landspouts across sections of the Ohio Valley today. Again, I've actually saw a funnel cloud myself today out here with one of these low convective showers in eastern Illinois. Right now, we've got a lot of them trailing across I-70 just east of St. Louis. So if you are out here in this area, make sure that you are prepared. Again, nothing too intense, but some brief bursts of heavy rain and isolated landspouts will be possible. And again, same story for portions of Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio. Eastern Kentucky may actually have a decent chance at some damaging winds if the storm mode can really get its act together out here and we see some linear development near Lexington. Would not rule out some isolated gusts potentially up to 70 miles an hour, but outside of that, not too intense. But again, storm radar media with likely at least still some intense circulation embedded in this rain here, just south of Beck, Texas. So we're going to continue to watch this. Again, it's really not even moving at this point. Again, this is basically stationary just west of Littlefield, which is fine. Not a lot of people that live out here at all, really. But we're still going to watch out. We do have, I believe, about 80 people out here included in this tornado warning polygon. 70 people, rather. So, again, if you're in this area, make sure that you are staying in your safe spot. Again, just west of Littlefield, Texas now. Again, our northern storm near Addie at this point, not going to have much of a tornado threat associated with it for the brief period of time here as that merger did encroach, but I will say still a good chance that we see this broad circulation further develop as this crosses Highway 87 near Masterson, so we'll continue to watch out for it. They did just go ahead and slap the tornado possible tag onto our northern merging supercell here with our Littlefield storm. So we'll watch out for some potential rotation in that supercell there. Again, just look at how quickly these, wall clouds and funnels and even just like these heavy bursts of rain are developing. I mean, things can go from 0 to 100 very quickly in this kind of environment, and this is a perfect example of this. And there you go. Circulation heavily strengthening again. Again, potentially an ongoing tornado here. Again, we're going to watch this. Storm Radar Media has a look at what is at least a wall cloud rotating heavily. So again, likely trying to develop another tornado here. So if you're in this area, make sure that you are staying in your safe spot. Apparently a rain-wrapped wedge. It's not impossible. I will say that much. But again, very nasty rain shaft here is going to limit our visibility entirely of this potential tornado that's developing. And I will say, it is actually moving west now, at least slightly. So again, everywhere in this tornado warning polygon needs to be in their safe spot. I cannot stress that enough. Because this tornado has taken so many twists and turns, and even just the area of circulation has taken so many twists and turns, that it is entirely possible that a tornado that develops here pretty soon could have a completely different direction and motion and everything than what the last one did. So we'll continue to watch this. Again, just southwest of Beck, Texas still is where we're watching for the potential of a large tornado developing once again. Again, just west of Littlefield, likely another rain-wrapped tornado developing here. Very intense velocities and very, again, even before we had that velocity scan, we could tell very nasty motion in the clouds. Again, luckily we do have a couple of storm spotters putting their lives on the lines to help these folks out today. Same thing with our storm chasers out there. So props to them. And they're going to be giving us a surface look at what's going on with this area of circulation. Again, likely a tornado near Beck. Davis, Tuesday looks very big. Tuesday? What about Monday, dude? Monday looks huge. And again, I don't like to, overhype events or say it's going to be the killer megastorm of the century, April 27, 2011, but this is something that is shaping up to be potentially a large-scale tornado outbreak, and we're going to talk about that more in our next forecast, but extreme instability values, a beautifully placed trough for this event, and potentially even a pretty good storm mode is going to lead for the threat of a few strong tornadoes here on Monday, so we'll continue to watch out for this. But Tuesday, we are going to be watching for a couple of tornadoes as well to be possible across sections of the Ohio Valley. And again, maybe even back there through sections of northern New England. All right, we've got a slight risk of severe weather that goes all the way from parts of northwest Vermont back through the Texas Panhandle. One of the largest west to east slight risks I've ever seen for a day 5 outlook. So we'll see what happens here. Again, still likely an ongoing tornado now, rain-wrapped in Texas. Again, that area of circulation just got so tight and strong so fast that it would be virtually, it's not impossible, but it's very unlikely that we don't have a tornado ongoing here. Back in this shaft of rain that we're looking at right now, there's a tornado hidden in here somewhere. So again, if you're in this area, you need to remain in your safe spot. It almost looks like something's trying to happen here on the right side of the screen. Here we go. What are they zooming in on here? Whoa! Whoa, that's the tornado. Okay, this is a large tornado ongoing again in Texas. Wow. Yeah, so if you are in this area, you need to be in your safe spot now. This is an ongoing large cone tornado near Beck, Texas. Again, very large funnel there. It looks like it's occluding, but again, at least briefly there, another huge tornado developed. Again, right on top of one of these cameras here that Storm Chaser Vince Welty placed. Again, back looking at Storm Media, likely occluded, but I mean that was a large tornado for a good period of time. They started to occlude just as it was becoming unrain wrapped, which is a feature that we see a lot usually. But again, if you're in this area, you need to remain in your safe spot because this storm has already produced 4 separate tornadoes in like a 45-minute period. And again, it's certainly possible that it produces another one here very shortly. Again, I mean, this environment is just so primed for these photogenic beauties, as obviously we've got super flat terrain as well. Actually, we still have a tornado on the ground. Look at that. You can see it on the ground there in the middle of your screen. I don't know if you can see that, actually. But this is one of Vince Welty's camera. Ongoing tornado here still. Yep. That's on the ground. I can see some ground circulation there. So, still an ongoing tornado here near Beck, Texas. Again, very rain-wrapped. But I think we can see some ground circulation. Yeah, that's ongoing. Yep. So again, tornado's still on the ground here, south of Beck. And if you're in this area, you need to remain in your safe spot. Okay. Again, Storm Media giving us a live look at this here. Oh, wow, they have it. Yep. Okay. So, again, ongoing large tornado here. Wow. Again, you can see this, how fast it's moving is just unbelievable. Again, its motion is just beautiful. I mean, from a meteorological standpoint, I am just blown away. Wow. But if you're in this area, you need to seek shelter. No, this is not a horizontal funnel. This is an ongoing tornado. Or maybe not ongoing, but it's very close. Yeah, it's coming down here. Oh my goodness. So again, beautiful photogenic tornado ongoing near Beck, Texas, as we speak. If you're in this area, make sure that you are staying in your safe spot, preferably underground, if not underground, on the lowest floor of a sturdy building away from windows and in an interior room. Again, not a super populated area, but we have to watch. And they did go ahead and extend the tornado warning for our storm north of Amarillo. This does now include sections of Highway 87. In between Marsh and Gluck, you need to be seeking shelter immediately. Very real chance that this supercell tries to spin up a tornado here just west of Highway 87 very shortly near Marsh. Again, going back down to SRM, an ongoing tornado here, extremely rain-wrapped, but likely still ongoing near Beck, Texas. And they just went ahead and let that tornado warning expire. They didn't even reissue it, which is very surprising. As, again, we either have an ongoing tornado or very close to an ongoing tornado. All right, we're getting a phone call here from the boys. Yes, how's it going, Levi? Hello? I can't hear you now. I think we broke his mic, chat. Anyways, again, ongoing tornado most likely here. Again, it's very close to being on the ground if it's not on the ground. And they did go ahead and reissue the tornado warning for our Panhandle storm. And I think, yeah, okay, so they did go ahead and reissue the tornado warning for areas west of Littlefield. So if you're in this area, seek shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows and in an interior room. Again, you know the drill at this point. But very impressive area of circulation ongoing, and again, possible tornado. Again, it was on the ground there about 2 minutes ago via Storm Media. Again, this thing has produced like 4 separate tornadoes. Maybe a bull funnel via chaser feed. Yes, it was rain wrap, but we saw it. Alright, so again, we'll continue to watch this as it moves off to the east-southeast. Again, even if this is not actively producing a tornado, it's still producing very large hail up to lime size or larger. So if you're in this area, again, you need to be staying in your safe spot. Again, potentially a rain-wrapped tornado still ongoing here. You can see that police car going that way. Oh my goodness. That means, unfortunately, there was probably a report of damage or a wreck or something. So, we'll pray for those people. It looks like Storm Media is going to help them. Alright, we're going to stay zoomed in here on their feed. I know we've been doing this a lot lately, but whenever we get such clear, incredible views like this, it's almost mandatory. Again, I don't want to be a Storm Media coverage channel, but, I mean, they have just been absolutely cooking the past few days. Yeah, we just... Oh, my goodness. Yeah, what in the world? What happened here? Oh, they're just setting off the road there. Yeah, we had something on here, it looks like. What is going on? I'm confused why we just have multiple cars off the road. They're not flipped, they're not damaged or anything, they're just off the road. He has, Arcs. He posted a video, actually. Yeah, we have Freddy up there just above my head. Does it say Freddy? No, it says SRM. Let's go ahead and fix that, because this is Freddy McKinney. Live. Again, this has been, for like the 50th day in a row, we've kind of had to start pretty urgently here, as we had an ongoing large tornado. But we didn't get a lot of time to set up the stream necessities, as we usually do. So again, it looks like they're going back to check out if there's any sort of damage or anything, if there's anybody that needs help, which is a very responsible thing to do. So we're going to go back up here to our Amarillo storm. They just did an update to our tornado warning for areas west of Littlefield. Okay, so this is quite concerning. A additional tornado is likely on the ground a few miles east of Beulah. And that was as of 1 minute ago. So, again, this is such a confusing and just weird, nasty, tornadic storm that really, no matter where you are in the polygon, you need to be underground if possible. Again, we've got something trying to happen here near Littlefield with our northern supercell. It has developed some very impressive rotation here, and this is moving, guys, this is moving south-southwest. So, good chance that this is trying to produce a tornado here south of Amherst. If you're in this area, make sure you're staying in your safe spot. Again, potentially a large tornado trying to develop near Amherst and Littlefield, Texas. Just northwest of Littlefield there. So if you're in this area, again, remain underground if possible. Again, clear area circulation. They're located just south of Highway 84 in between Littlefield and Amherst. Yeah, I mean, we had so many tornadoes last night that you could consider a beast. And there we go. So they did just go ahead and upgrade it again. This is now, again, a confirmed tornado. Weather spotters confirmed tornado. I think they meant to put the tag on there the first time as observed, and then because the additional tornado tag is still there for the Beulah. So again, this is a hard to explain situation, but we have an area of circulation that is significantly weakened, but does have a history of producing a strong tornado east of Beulah, and a couple of tornadoes actually. And then we've got an ongoing tornado south of Amherst. So if you're in this area, again, you need to be underground if possible. Anywhere in this polygon, you need to be taking the warning seriously. And again, even areas like Littlefield, I would be playing it safe at this point and taking shelter, because there's a good chance that this northern supercell tries to move southeast. Again, huge uptick there in the hail production of this storm. On the last reflectivity scan, we can see a huge hail spike popping out of the storm here. So again, likely some large apple size plus hail ongoing, if I had to guess, west of Littlefield. Again, if we look at the vertically integrated liquid signatures, we can see maxed out over 4 separate swaths, which is crazy. Again, hail contamination down here, but we do have ongoing rotation south of Amherst still. Actually, that is... Oh my goodness, this is weird. So... it looks like we actually had 2 areas of rotation near Beck. You can kind of see where it split off there. It almost looks like we had 2 areas of rotation, almost certainly, and it looks like that very broad area of rotation still sitting on top of storm intermedia there, potentially. So again, very weird and hard to explain warning. Yeah, we've been talking about that, Kevin. Anyways, going back up to our storm north of Amarillo. Again, this continues with its tornado warning for areas along Highway 87. So if you're in this area, you need to remain in your safe spot. Again, preferably underground on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows and in an interior room. And then our tornado warning just west of Littlefield continues to have very impressive circulation with it now on the northeastern side of this polygon, with a confirmed tornado via weather spotters south of Highway 84. So if you're in this area, again, you need to be seeking shelter immediately. Also, large to very large hail, potentially up to large apple size, if I had to guess, ongoing with this as well. And you can see that we actually have some cameras here, placed by Storm Chaser Vince Welty, picking up some of that hail. Oh my goodness. Yeah, unbelievable hail production with this storm here. Again, this one's lost signal, but man, do we have some incredible hail production here. Look at that. Yeah, I mean, these are, I mean, you know, tennis balls, baseballs. Reed has a wedge on his stream. Let me check that out really quickly. My goodness, dude. Again, this hail core is getting more unbelievable by the scan. Yeah, looks like Reed Timmer has an ongoing tornado. And Edgar O'Neill. Whoa. Yeah, something big is ongoing here. Likely an ongoing large tornado just west of Littlefield, Texas. Wow. Again, we don't have permission to use Reed's feed, obviously, but man, again, unbelievable tornado ongoing there. Wow, yeah, that is on the ground. Wow. If you are in this area, again, you need to remain underground if possible. We have a very large tornado ongoing northwest of Littlefield. My goodness, dude. Look at that. Unbelievable. And again, the grapple hail accumulation on these roads is a very serious threat as well. Look at all this hail, guys. Wow. Again, extreme hail accumulation here. Just south of Beck. Again, look at that. I mean, we've got our surfaces covered here in like 2 inches of hail. I mean, again, very large hail here falling, likely, I'd say, again, like baseball size at least. I mean, the camera's literally getting flipped because it's getting hit with these. Unbelievable. So, again, this incredible tornado moving southwest, again, extremely rare, that just hit Amherst, now approaching Bull Lake, Texas. And if you're in this area, you need to remain in your safe spot. Again, back hidden in these curtains of rain is where your tornado is located. Again, Freddy, he's in the exact same spot as SRM right now. I believe literally the exact same spot. Like, I think that's Freddy's headlight right there in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. I don't know if you can see that. You definitely can't now because he changed it. But and this has now been upgraded to softball-sized hail. So, again, if you're in this area, you need to just take this as seriously as possible. This is again, life-threatening situation, not just because we have a legitimate large tornado on the ground, but also we've got unbelievable hail falling right now along and west of Highway 84 near Littlefield, Texas. Again, an extreme hailstorm ongoing. Yeah, he does, Caleb. We took a look at it. Large wedge tornado ongoing. Just northwest of Littlefield, south of Amherst. Again, just unbelievable hail accumulation ongoing here, guys. I mean, this is falling at an insane rate. Wow. Just take a look. Oh my goodness, did you see that? Did you see that tumbleweed get thrown across the screen? What in the world? Wow. Yeah, again, we've also... My goodness, dude, look at that. Look at the tumbleweeds. Whoa. Oh my goodness. Look, there's a whole train of them. What? What? Did we just see that? They're still coming. Look at those tumbleweeds. Oh my goodness, there's like 1,000 of them. They are still going. What in the world? They are still going. And that camera just lost connection. Oh my goodness. This is a tumbleweed outbreak right now. Seriously, all jokes aside though, we've got, again, 60 to 70 mile an hour gusts ongoing, and there's more, because why the heck not? Wow. Change title, we do have a strong tornado ongoing in Texas. Look at those tumbleweeds. Look at that. And they're still coming through. Again, this is a tumbleweed outbreak right now in Texas. What in the world? Unbelievable hailstones falling right now. Look at that! Oh my goodness, I don't know how this camera still has connection with the thousands of hailstones that have fallen. This is unbelievable. We do have a couple of new severe thunderstorm warnings. One of them is going to be going out for our far west Texas storm near Fort Stockton. For the past 3 days in a row, Fort Stockton, Texas has been under a considerable severe thunderstorm warning at least. If you're in this area, you need to make sure that you are getting indoors and away from windows. Lime-sized hail and damaging wind gusts up to 70 miles an hour possible there. Again, this is a very far away radar, obviously, but you can see 78 dBz hail there. Extremely impressive. Look at that. Wow. A 23-mile wide swath of maxed out vertically integrated liquid signatures. This is unbelievable. Again, if you are just now tuning in, we just had probably 50 tumbleweeds roll by, not an exaggeration, on this Radar Omega camera here, and again, an unbelievable amount of hailstones. Again, likely an ongoing wedge tornado west of Littlefield, Texas via Reed Timmer. If you're in this area, you need to seek shelter immediately. Again, going back to SRM, they don't have a view of it, but again, if it is on the ground, it's so unbelievably rain-wrapped and hail-wrapped, it's not even funny. Again, this camera is going to lose signal almost certainly here. We can already barely see anything. Again, those tumbleweeds, I cannot get over that. I mean, I know they're just tumbleweeds, but there were like 50 of them that rolled by all at once. I've never seen anything like that on a Radar Omega camera. And we're losing connection. How is this camera still going, dude? Oh, there's another one, because why not? Wow. Look at this. Yep. Alright, we finally... Oh, dude. That camera, it just had to go a little bit longer. We almost got it through the entirety of the hailstorm. It literally just had to go, like, 2 more minutes. We lost it. Rest in peace, Project Weather Eye camera. You were a great one. I will never forget you. Actually, I probably will. But... I'm just in shock. That was unbelievable. So, again, if you're just now tuning in, ongoing tornado most likely west of Littlefield, Texas. It would be just south of Highway 84. Good chance that it has lifted. But, again, if you are in this area, you need to remain in your safe spot. We did just get a brand new severe thunderstorm warning for areas north of Friona along Highway 60. For ping-pong ball-sized hail and damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour. So if you're in this area, make sure you are moving indoors and away from windows immediately. Our North Amarillo storm still does have a tornado warning with it. Again, at this point, it's mostly weak circulation over Highway 87. But we'll continue to watch it. And, again, a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings now coming out for sections of Dixie Alley. Just got a brand new one for parts of northeast Georgia there for some quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds approaching Takaka. So if you're in this area, make sure you are moving indoors. Again, we said this yesterday, but in my opinion, a marginal risk of severe weather absolutely should have been put in place for parts of Dixie Alley. Again, some big-time hailstones can't be ruled out here tonight. We did get that marginal risk across portions of the Ohio Valley, of course, but... in my opinion, it should have come out a little bit further south. Anyways, again, back to the main area of concern, just getting bigger now with this hailstorm, because why not? Again, we are seeing 75 dBzs on multiple pixels. Oh my goodness, that voice crack was bad. Multiple pixels, legitimately next to the radar site. So, again, likely... extreme hailstorm ongoing. I mean, we saw it at the surface. We know there's an extreme hailstorm ongoing here. I can't believe that camera lost signal. It was so close to making it. It was so close. Again, Summoner Media has some very nice structure there. Again, for anybody curious, I managed to intercept my first funnel cloud today. Let me show you what she looked like. It was actually quite a beautiful one. Unfortunately, my camera was all dirty, so I had to wipe it off, and it was a mess, but luckily the funnel stayed intact for long enough. This is a photo that I took, contrast enhanced, but you can see that funnel cloud very clearly there. This was near Villa Grove, Illinois. So again, beautiful, skinny little landspout funnel developing. Again, luckily it didn't touch down, but because we were legitimately driving on the roads here. Anyways, just thought that was cool. Again, I got some video of it as well, but I want to release that in a separate, like, members-only thing. Alrighty. A general thunder. You know, I've been under 2 moderate risks already this year, I want to say. I've had 2 EF2 plus tornadoes in my county. One of them being larger than Rolling Fork. And I didn't see either of them, but then I see this random convective landspout funnel with it was an unbelievably weak thunder shower. That's why I was so shocked. Like, I'm not even going to lie to you, it was somebody on the bus and my agriculture teacher that brought it up to me. And I'm not going to say any names for privacy reasons. I doubt that they'd want me to. But they were like, funnel, funnel, funnel. And I was like, yeah, okay, very funny. And then I look, and oh, okay, there's actually a funnel. So again, definitely can't rule out a couple of landspouts with any of these convective thunder showers here in east central Illinois. So we'll continue to watch those. Alrighty. So again, tornado warning remains in effect for Beck and areas west of Littlefield. Again, look at that beautiful view there from Storm. Whoa, what was that in the back? Can we get a replay on that? It looked exactly like a little rope tornado there for a second. I mean, I don't think it was, but it's what it looked like. Anyways. Again, weakening rotation with the storm as it approaches Littlefield, which is good. Again, we don't want to make it sound like we want this tornado to enter a populated area, because we definitely don't. But again, at the start of its lifetime, I mean, even before we started the stream, it was even larger. Again, we have permission to use Freddy's stream, so we are going to show this. But we had a huge wedge tornado on the ground for a little bit. This was Jesse took this picture, but I mean, just an unbelievably photogenic tornado. And again, it's such a low precip area at that point. It's right on the edge of your hook echo there. My goodness, dude. Again, I still cannot get over how beautiful that was. My goodness. Evan Cheeseburger's chasing. He does have a fire keyboard. I want to be like Jesse when I grow up. Brand new severe thunderstorm warning just issued after whatever that noise I made was. This is a destructive severe thunderstorm warning for the north side of Amarillo, Texas, for large apple-sized hail and damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour for Puente and Marsh. If you're in this area, make sure you are moving indoors and as far away from windows as possible immediately. Again, this is a destructive severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Highway 87 and Highway 136 in the Texas Panhandle. Again, still looking at this unbelievable hail spike here in Texas, west of Littlefield. Again, this is a live look from Aaron J. Jack. Again, very rapidly rotating storm, quite clearly. Again, here's what Storm Under Media has. Again, you can see the winds are quite elevated out here. We got that grass shaking around. SRM just had dust being kicked up back 10 to 30 seconds. I'd believe it. You can still kind of see it there on the right-hand side of the screen. It's way in the back there. Again, very possible that we have a rain-wrapped tornado ongoing still. We're starting to see this develop a new hook echo, it looks like, which is not great because this will be heading in the general vicinity of Lubbock, Texas, and even if it goes north of Lubbock, there are still a couple of communities out there. So we'll hope that this doesn't do anything, but it's pretty clear that we've got some sort of rotation handoff trying to happen. So again, if you're just now tuning in, possibly 820 to 1 the ground, you're still in West Texas, in between Amarillo and Lubbock. This is near Highway 84. Again, this is a live look from the surface at what's going on. Again, I still cannot believe that hill that we had on the camera earlier, west of Littlefield. And that was just incredible. Wow. Again, look at all that hail there. Again, if you're new here, make sure to like and subscribe. We do this every day for areas all across the country. We are at 4,124 subscribers. Only 76 away from 4,200, if my math is correct. Again, we do have Stormwater Media on the ground right now, but we've also got Freddie McKinney just above my head there. That you're always going to have a live look at. And again, he's got an incredible view of that shelf moving in. Wow. Okay. Alrighty. So again, make sure to remain in your safe spot if you are out here in this area. This is now down to a radar indicated 20 to 1 once again, but again, it's entirely possible that this is on the ground and it's just rain wraps west of Littlefield here. Again, Stormwater Media has this storm coming right on top of them here. You know, I bet you I saw one of these power lines in the distance and it looks like that little rope tornado earlier. We did just get a brand new severe thunderstorm warning. It's an extension for our storm near Fort Stockton. Now for ping pong ball sized hail and 60 mile an hour damaging wind gusts. Just remember, don't take the tags here too specifically, because we don't have great radar coverage out here and we don't have any chasers. So we don't have the best knowledge of exactly how strong these storms are. Yeah, severe weather, probably need to move that one back just a few minutes, unfortunately. Because I don't want to take the attention away from this stream. So we're going to reschedule the Hendersonville / Clarksville / the entirety of December 9th tornado documentary to, we'll say for now, we'll say 6 p.m. And again, we'll go from there. But rescheduled till 6 p.m. Again, unfortunately, got some more important business to deal with here. Anyways. Give me just a second. Put a little notice out about it. We did just get a brand new severe thunderstorm warning that's going to be going out for sections of Alabama there. That's an extension for our storm there near Montgomery. It's a pretty huge polygon for Maplesville, Billingsley, Brent, and Marion for some 60 mile an hour damaging wind gusts. You can kind of see that little Boeing segment there in the line near Marion. So if you're in this area, again, make sure you're moving indoors. This is for all those counties that you see listed right now on your screen. Again, not going to go through them all individually because that would take me about 5 minutes. All right. And another new severe thunderstorm warning there. That's going to be going out for sections of... Where are you at? Looks to be our Texas storm here that we've been watching for so long now. They're keeping the destructive hail tag on this. So again, if you're anywhere in this severe thunderstorm warning, you need to be moving indoors and as far away from windows as possible, specifically in Littlefield. This looks like a huge hail threat for Littlefield, Texas. So if you're in this area, please take this as seriously as possible. Softball-sized hail is not a normal occurrence. I know it feels like it is after the past few days, but we have got to make sure that everybody is taking this very seriously, because softball-sized hail is enough to cause extraordinary damage to windows, windshields, siding of homes, and a lot more. Vegetation, obviously, is going to get demolished. So we got to make sure that we are giving everybody a proper heads up here. Again, likely seeing this try to do a little handoff here, potentially a tornado trying to develop southwest of Littlefield. We've got this interesting feature where we've got a hook developing very far west of the storm. It's not actually a hook, but I mean, in a way it is. I mean, we had a couple of convective mergers, and it looks like it's trying to hook out here. So what I'm thinking is going to happen, and again, this is going to take a long time. It's not like this is all going to come in on the... My goodness. It's not like this is all going to come in on the next scan, but what I'm thinking is going to happen here is that this hook is eventually going to occlude into the storm, and this back here is going to end up being our new area of circulation. I would like to point out, this just got a unbelievable uptrend on the most recent reflectivity scan. We are now measuring multiple pixels of 78 dBZs, less than 45 miles away from the radar site. So, again, a catastrophic hail threat ongoing here. I'm going to say it. I mean, this is unbelievable. This is one of the more impressive hail cores we've seen in a while. Again, you can see that hail on the correlation coefficient there. Again, just unbelievable. What's up, Vincent? Let me know if you want to call. Just ring me up. But, again, if you are out here, you need to be absolutely in your safe spot. We can see some more of that dust getting kicked up there on SRM. Look at that. Look at that. I didn't move back to Premiere? What? No! Did I not click save? Oh my goodness, I'm so dumb. Please let me change it. Please let me change it. Please let me change it. No, 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 no. This can't be happening. No, no. Ah. Dang it, dude. Man. Well, there we go. After the stream, make sure to go check out our December 9th documentary that I spent 2 months of my time on that is probably going to get less than 500 views now. That actually hurts. That hurts a lot. Oh, man, that stings. Dude. That is awful. Anyway, now that I have clinical depression, let's go ahead and continue our severe weather coverage here. Why did I swear I clicked save on it. I swear I clicked save on it. Well, the problem with it is, though, is that nobody's going to watch it for the first hour or two that it's out. And that's going to lead to the algorithm just... So that's unfortunate, but, you know, sometimes there's not a lot you can do. So tornado warning continues for our storm north of Amarillo here. I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of shocked that they haven't reissued the tornado warning yet on our Littlefield storm. Again, if you're in Littlefield, you need to be in your safe spot. Again, we've got some clear, strong rotation trying to redevelop here southwest of town. So if you're in this area, make sure that you are seeking shelter immediately. Again, it looks like if we do get a tornado with this, it's going to go south of town near Lum's Chapel. And again, if this stays on the general course that it has been, it's kind of a stretch to say this because we're still about 40 miles away. But if this stays on the course that it has been on and it maintains its rotation and intensity, this will legitimately go right through Lubbock, Texas, potentially. My goodness, yeah. Again, if you are out here, you need to be seeking shelter. We almost certainly have again, an ongoing tornado here again. Again, live look from Storm Chaser, Storm Media. Just above my head, there's Freddie McKinney. If there is a tornado, it's going to be rain-wrapped. You're not going to see it. but you shouldn't let that have you take it any less seriously, obviously. If anything, that should mean you take it more seriously. So, brand new tornado warning just issued for that storm. This does include the south side of Littlefield, Texas. So if you're on the south side of Littlefield, seek shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows and in an interior room. Again, you should already be there, as we have some monster hail occurring. But again, brand new tornado warning going out for Lum's Chapel and the south side of Littlefield, Texas, for the threat of radar-indicated strong rotation there, and again, also hail up to softball size. Again, this is going to go right towards Lum's Chapel and the Boehner area. So, if you're in this area, seek shelter. Again, your tornado is likely going to be located just northwest of Lum's Chapel at the minute. Again, honestly, if you're in downtown Littlefield, I'd be in my safe spot because this thing has taken multiple twists and turns in its direction. And again, the south side of town is technically included in this tornado warning here. And again, very intense rotation developing on the velocities. Again, pretty clear that this is going to try to do something very shortly. Again, oh my goodness. Yeah. Again, very likely a potentially strong tornado ongoing near Lum's Chapel, Texas. So if you're in this area, please do everything you can to protect your life and property. Again, very intense tornado likely developing here. Wow. Again, dude, this is just awful. This is horrible. Again, we don't know this for a fact, but very likely that we have a monster tornado ongoing embedded in this area of rain here. Looks like a Dow scan. It really, really does. It really freaking does. I mean, it looks exactly like a Dow scan, actually. But this is NextRad radar data. Again, unbelievable. Again, very tight and strong, so good chance that we have an ongoing rain-wrapped tornado here. Look at all that dust being kicked up, wow. Again, there's honestly a chance that we actually get a good view of this one. It's not entirely rain-wrapped, most likely. But we'll watch this. Oh, wow. Yeah, you can see the motion in the clouds there is already really impressive. Again, Freddy rather got his windshield cracked. I don't even know when that happened, but probably just a few minutes ago, we had those big hailstones have fallen. Again, if you're just now tuning in, likely intense tornado ongoing southwest of Littlefield, Texas. Stormrunner Media has a live look at a lot of dust getting kicked up here, just on the edge of that area of circulation. Again, likely a rain-wrapped tornado somewhere in here. That's not the tornado right there, but it's somewhere in here. Gate-to-gate shears around 125, yeah. Well, and again, it's not necessarily always about the gate-to-gate shear that determines how strong a tornado is. Just the fact that this is such a large area of rotation makes me quite concerned. Because, I mean, it's worse to have... By the way, softball-sized hail now officially reported from downtown Littlefield by law enforcement. So, if you're in this area, you need to be seeking shelter. But obviously, having a 1 mile wide tornado with peak gusts at 100 miles an hour is worse than, you know, having a 100-yard wide tornado with gusts up to 200 miles an hour, in my opinion, in terms of property damage. But maybe 100 wasn't the best number to use for an example there, but you get what I mean. And this is certainly a large area of rotation. My Premier's doing well? I highly doubt that. Dude, again, if you are out here, I mean, you've really got to be taking this as seriously as possible. Let's actually see. How is my Premier doing? Yeah. Okay. Again, it's fine. I mean, that's on me. There's nothing I can do about it now, so no point in complaining. Again, we tried to reschedule it. We did. But, again, unbelievable area of circulation there. I would be genuinely shocked if this isn't actively producing a tornado. Again, we're not going to see any sort of debris signature or anything because this is a very rural area and there's literally nothing to pick up, which is a good thing. But just explaining, we are likely not going to see anything on the correlation coefficient other than hail. And I'll tell you what, we are seeing a lot of that. But again, I mean, we have legitimately had over an hour-long stream now just for this one Supercell, which is not something that happens very often. And when it does, it's usually something very significant. And this certainly is all that. So again, if you're in this area, you need to be remaining in your safe spot. Again, this is the only tornado warning we have at this point. The storm in the Panhandle is still destructive, so we'll continue to watch that. Again, some large apple size there. Hail potentially falling. Again, a crazy-looking velocity couplet at this point. Again, I mean, our gate-to-gate shear, we got, 66 against 99. So, we're talking 166 if I did my math right. I mean, it's very possible that it's on the ground, Kevin. Certainly would not rule it out. Again, it's very rare to get an area of circulation this strong and this tight and not see a tornado. And that's a possibility, Camp. There's the chance that this goes PDS radar indicated. Because we technically still don't know with 100% certainty if this is on the ground or not. But PDS radar indicated tornado warnings do exist. But it's very likely that there's an ongoing tornado here. Again, Freddy and Storm Media are basically in the same spot, so we are going to have multiple views of this. You'll have to let me know what storm you're talking about in particular, Caleb. If you're talking about the one with the special weather statement, I would say possibly. I think it's got a little ways to go. I think it's got to become more tight. But obviously there is some broad rotation in there near Mecca. So possible land spout trying to develop. If you're in that area, make sure that you are staying in your safe spot. Alrighty. So, again, huge amount of chaser convergence out here at this point. Tornado warning continues for Lum's Chapel. This is still radar indicated. It has been downgraded now, actually, to baseball-sized hail, which is still very serious. Don't get me wrong. Oh, my goodness. Again, those velocities are monstrous, to say the least. Alright, we're going to call up Levi.
Dude, signature right now?
Do what?
The signature right now is insane.
Yeah. Again, I was saying, it's very rare to see a velocity couplet this strong and this tight and not have a tornado ongoing. So it's very likely, in my opinion, that we do have something on the ground.
Yeah, Freddie and Brandon think that basically the whole thing's on the ground because they got in the outskirts of, like...
Also, I don't know what Connor has, but Connor's got something. Yeah, I think Connor has a tornado on the ground. I may be tripping, but that's exactly what it looks like. If you look at Connor's feed, Oh, whoa! We just had a power flash. Yeah, Connor has a tornado on the ground.
Freddie was getting blown around, so he had to back out of where he was as fast as possible, and him and SRM blasted away.
Yeah, I saw that. So again, if you're in this area, make sure that you are seeking shelter immediately. Likely large tornado ongoing. We just had a power flash on Storm Chaser Connor Croft's feed.
Look how tight it's getting there.
Yeah. I mean, this is a monstrous area of rotation.
Yeah. Look at the rain curtains literally wrapping around it. That whole thing could be a tornado.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Well, and again, the power flash kind of came just behind where that power line's sitting in the middle of the screen. So, again, very likely that we have an ongoing large tornado.
Dude, I keep on forgetting to switch over to my radar after my full screen chaser overlay thing.
I've done that.
Yeah, so, yeah, that couplet is just insane, just west of Looms Chapel. Or Lums, how would you pronounce that?
I would probably say Lums, but I have no idea, genuinely.
Yeah, Lums Chapel, Texas. 4-inch hail report up there.
Yeah, near Littlefield there. And again, since then, the hail core's gotten much less impressive, but it's still entirely possible that we do have some large hail falling here. But again, if you're in this area, you need to be in your safe spot, because very high likelihood that we have an ongoing strong tornado here south of Littlefield.
And even if this isn't on the ground, like, as a tornado, it's still measured 100 mile an hour, or, like, 97 mile an hour winds have been recorded at 2,000 feet in the air. So that could be faster or stronger near the ground. We don't know for sure, but definitely don't want to be caught outside in it either way. So I get in your safe spot regardless. You're under a tornado warning, so take the precautions. And is that it? That's not a CC drop, is it?
No, that was their, we had that little feature developing last radar scans. That's not I don't believe that's a CC drop.
Yeah, no, that's not. No, look at the latest velocity scan with it. It's close.
Well, I understand that, but again, if you look at the last CC scan, you can see that little radar feature developing hail, contamination, whatever it is. You can see that coming from another direction as of last scan, and that's what makes me think that it's not a debris signature. It's possible that it is, but I would doubt it, and it would be incredibly light, and I don't think that a tornado of this intensity would produce a debris signature that small.
Yeah, so I'm surprised we don't have a big one, probably because there's not much out here at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, this has legitimately been over an entirely rural area. Like, if you look at the areas that this velocity couplet is, and again, likely tornado has traveled over, there is one building that I can see across this entire area, so.
Yeah, dude, holy crap. SRM has, like, a scary view of this thing. It's, like, high-based, but also surface-based at the same time.
Yeah. We had another power flash. Yeah, we had one a couple minutes ago, too. Again, a likely strong tornado ongoing here near Lums or Looms Chapel. Which, again, it's not... it's probably a... if I had to guess, it's probably a chapel building. But it's not a full town or anything. But again, this is heading in a direction where we've got some more populated communities. Like, for example, Inton. I mean, it's a very small town, but... it's, again, you got a few hundred people that live out there. That's going to be very problematic if this tornado approaches.
Yeah.
Also, it looks like Connor's windshield got hit as well. Again, Freddy's not chasing with Connor, is he?
No.
Okay, well, Freddy and Connor both have gotten their windshield shattered again today.
Yep. Dude, Freddy's got a great view of this right now.
Yeah.
I think that Freddy also had shatters in his windshield from the other past couple days, too.
Oh, okay. I guess I just didn't see that.
I think they got bigger, though.
It's very likely. I mean, he was driving through that hail core at its worst, so... Ryan Scholl has had a lot of close calls with his windshield over the past few days.
Dude, he's literally, like, completely shattered his back windshield, like, twice.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about today in particular. He posted on X. He was like, "How did my windshield not get destroyed? There was a hailstone that rocked my entire car."
Yep. Yeah, that couple's looking slightly less impressive, but still something to respect.
Yeah.
I mean, let me pull up 3D here.
Respect the rotation.
Yeah, respect the polygon, guys. A wise man by the name of James Spann once said, respect the polygon. Davis, this is such a crispy reflectivity, like, clear cut or clear slot here. Look at that. You can see the updraft and the downdraft. Like, look at this. Or technically the rear flank downdraft and the forward flank downdraft, but it kind of symbolizes, you know.
You talking about the new reflectivity scan?
Golly.
Also, Summer Media has something. It's hard to tell whether it's just dust getting kicked up or if that's an actual tornado, but he's got something.
Yeah. You can see, like, on the bottom.
Oh, wow, yeah. Holy cow. Look at that.
Yeah, Connor's got it. That looks like a massive tornado.
Connor has it? Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got something on the ground here, guys. I just saw Vincent went live, so we'll see if he joins here in a few minutes. But, again, likely an ongoing tornado here near Looms Chapel, Texas. Again, it's not often at all that I have a 2-hour stream for just one Supercell, but that is the urgency that this cell is warranted today.
Yeah. I feel like they were definitely justified in putting out a 10 hatched.
Yeah, I 100% agree. 100%.
There were a lot of doubters, but I saw it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if they didn't put out that 10 hatch, that would have been a little silly, honestly, because we've got, again, basically the same synoptic setup as yesterday, at least from an instability standpoint, and yesterday, I mean, obviously, yesterday verified as, a 10, even potentially a 15 hatch, so I think they would have gotten probably quite clowned on if they didn't issue a 10 hatch today.
Yeah. OBS crashed, and so did my stream. That's great.
Connor's got some big old hailstones there, bouncing around. Again, nowhere nearly as impressive as what that camera had earlier, though. Levi, did you see that video I sent to the group chat?
Yeah, I think so.
Like the 1,000 tumbleweeds that blew by?
Yeah.
That was crazy. Still extremely windy out there.
Did you see that tumbleweed get thrown?
What?
No, I was quoting you in that video.
Oh.
Dude. Okay, well, now my webcam decided that it doesn't want to work.
I love when that happens.
Scratched. Scrumptious. Anyways. It looks like this is going to take on a merger here pretty soon.
We tried to avoid swearing in this chat just so that we can keep things on topic, because sometimes saying stuff like that can be very distracting, and we don't want to have any distractions, especially in like a serious stream like this. So if possible, try to avoid profanity.
Or I'll find you.
Honestly, that would be a gift if Levi found you. Levi won't find you if you swear.
Yeah. Anyways,
after that brief intermission.
Yeah.
Looks like
that velocity couplet looking.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. It looks like we've got this recycling something here. You can almost notice it's like a it's like if Alta Vista had like a boring little brother. That's what this is.
Yeah.
because you can see that reflectivity scan there. You can actually still see the inflow just on the lower DBZ values of the precipitation there north of Looms Chapel. I just wish that it went further into the hook echo there, because that would give us that awesome Alta Vista look.
Yeah. Look at Freddy's stream.
Does he have something on the ground? Whoa.
Really? Yeah.
Let me see if I can get a full screen with him kicked up. Okay, there we go. This is not PA Storm Trackers. Let's fix that. This is a live look from Storm Chaser Freddie McKinney from Littlefield, south of Littlefield, Texas.
That is on the ground, right?
I believe so.
It's wrapping rain curtains at an untold speed. I'd have to assume that's on the ground.
I mean, it's got that just crazy dust kick up.
Yeah.
I did not mean to pin that message, but there we go.
My girlfriend just decided I wanted to pass away, so okay.
So again, if you're just now tuning in, possibly an ongoing tornado here, likely an ongoing tornado near Looms Chapel, Texas. This cell has legitimately recycled a tornado like 5 separate times now. So if you're in this tornado warning polygon anywhere, just get to your safe spot. Don't be dumb. I know it's common practice out here in Texas, obviously, to sit out on the front porch and watch the nadir tear up my yard. But you don't want to do that with this storm, as this has had some of these tornadoes have just been very nasty looking, both from a radar perspective and from the actual surface. Again, we have been very blessed by God that this thing has managed to somehow miss Littlefield. Because, again, obviously, the original velocity couplet dissipated, and then the other one took that perfect track. It was going southwest, and then it didn't turn southeast until it was going to miss Littlefield. So, again, perfect timing to switch up there so that this would miss Littlefield, Texas. It's like Schrodinger's tornado.
Yeah, this is a nasty-looking tornado. I will say that much. I might not be able to go back live. That would be unfortunate.
That would be a huge rip in pieces to Levi's stream.
Yeah, it does not want to let me do that. Okay, then.
By the way, brand new severe thunderstorm warning just issued. That is going to be going out for likely one of our storms over here in Dixie Alley. I think it's doing its classic Radar Omega disappearing trick, though. Yeah, so brand new severe thunderstorm warning. They're going out for parts of I-12 near Hammond, Louisiana. It's actually a pretty impressive supercell here. It's warned for damaging wind gusts up to 70 miles an hour and some quarter-sized hail. So if you're in this area, make sure you are moving indoors and away from windows immediately. And both Ponchatoula and Hammond. Wouldn't be surprised if this tried to rotate a little bit either, in all honesty. Alrighty.
Well, I guess I'm going to pass all the coverage off to you, then.
Thank you.
OBS decided that isn't. It's like, you can't go live. Dude, Davis, how's that funnel?
Bro, it came out of freaking nowhere. It came out of nowhere.
Yeah, kind of unfortunate timing.
I mean, Like, it was incredible. It was unbelievable. I've never seen anything that I could definitively say was a guaranteed funnel cloud until now. It's like, is that scud? Is that a funnel? No, this was a funnel. And again, it was a developing land spout. It's not like it was going to be, a fully condensed monster wedge tornado, but it was trying to become a land spout there very clearly.
Yep.
And again, whether or not that was like a cold air funnel or if that was just a developing land spout, I couldn't say. But either way, I mean, that was just a beautiful, beautiful funnel cloud there for a while. And again, I wish my camera wasn't dirty so I didn't have to wipe it off the whole time. But by the way, like to point out, we've got every supercell that's developing moving northwest pretty much. Especially these north of Highway 82, these are legitimately taking a northwest motion, which is just weird, but again, not entirely impossible to see or even really uncommon to see in West Texas for this time of year. I mean, this is a very similar time frame and very similar situation to what we were dealing with both the Hawley and Robert Lee Texas tornadoes. By the way, a new tornado warning just issued for Anton and Roundup, Texas. If you're in this area, seek shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows and in an interior room. Alrighty. Alrighty. Sorry guys, I know I'm not saying anything. Give me just a second here. Vincent asked to call. We're literally on call right now.
I saw that.
Oh, he wants to call in Discord. Your mic doesn't work, though, in Discord, does it?
No, but I think I gotta go anyway.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll talk to you later then. Thank you for joining us here.
Yep.
My goodness, guys. See ya. The rotation here is moving north. Again. Oh, there's Vincent. You want to move this to Discord, you said?
Oh, what's up? But are you guys calling on Discord or are you calling on iMessage?
Well, Levi just left, so it's literally just me, so it's up to you.
Alright, can we call on iMessage if that's alright?
Yeah, I got you. By the way, the storm in the Texas Panhandle has been upgraded now to softball-sized hail. Again, a destructive severe thunderstorm warning here. Again, I know these don't seem rare at all, especially after the last couple of days, but if you are north here of Amarillo, you need to be getting indoors and as far away from windows as possible, because these hailstones that we've been seeing recently have been devastating. Calling on iMessage is crazy. Why? He left.
Did you see that the tornado, or in fact was a tornado, south of, where was it? South of Littlefield, and I did see a video from Tornado TRX. It was a violent wedge.
Yeah, there were multiple power flashes on the Chasers feeds.
Yeah.
Now,
did it ever go observed?
Not on the tornado you're referring to, now.
Okay.
The good news with that is I legitimately think there were probably maybe at best, or I guess technically at worst, but at the most, 2 structures that got hit. I mean, this is just such an unpopulated area.
Yeah. That's probably why our streams are like there's just like no one tuning in because there's no one in this area.
Well, and again, I mean, you got, Ryan Hall and Max and everybody live as well, so.
Yeah. But again, if you are north of Amarillo, you need to be taking this seriously because, again, this is softball-sized hail falling with that destructive warning there. So if you're in this area, make sure that you are already in your garage. But if you're already starting to get hail area and you don't have your car parked in your garage, you don't want to go outside because at that point it's too late.
Yeah. So it's looking like this is probably getting towards the end of its tornadic potential as that last cell merger really put the nail in this thing's coffin. I'm not saying it's impossible for this to recycle later in its lifetime, but for the relative future here, I think we could be talking about a much less significant tornado threat and really even a less significant hail threat from this point forward. Now, again, golf ball-sized hail is still nothing to play around with, but it's not obviously nearly as significant as what we were seeing with this earlier, whenever we were seeing, multiple reports of softball-sized hail and stuff like that. So, good chance that this supercell is going to be something that we're a little less worried about here over the next little while. And, again, we do have our Dixie storms, and then we've got a line of hailers here in the Texas Panhandle, but outside of that, there's really not a whole lot ongoing right now. But again, it's likely that that's going to change. Again, I don't know if you saw this, Vincent, but we've got supercells developing in west central Texas that are moving northwest.
Oh.
Legitimately, all of them are either moving north or northwest.
That's really weird. That's against the general flow, so that's insane.
Well, and this is a very similar thing that was occurring with the Hawley and Robert Lee tornado days as well.
Yeah, down here near Pecos and Toya, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, what? Where's that?
It's the special weather statement in West Texas.
Oh, that's not even what I was talking about.
Oh.
I was talking about, the southeast of the Panhandle, like east of Lubbock.
Okay.
But yeah, those as well, actually.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
So, I don't know if you saw, but the Vega, Texas high school cyclone port actually had some pretty incredible structure earlier.
I did not see that.
Yeah, it's not really there anymore, but a couple minutes ago it was pretty interesting.
It could come back. We've got a lot of developing supercells out there.
Yeah. Currently in the lime-sized severe thunderstorm warning there.
Yeah.
Well, alright. But if anyone new here hasn't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Let's try to get the stream to 20 likes. I know it's going to be a really hard goal, but it's going to be... Again, big time cluster here of 70 plus DBZ is approaching Puente, Texas.
Oh, I guess that's just weird cloud structure. I mean, it looked like we had something there in the middle of your screen, but I guess that's just a part of the cloud there, so false alarm. Again, still some pretty active motion here in these clouds, though, from a rotation standpoint, so good chance that we still have some ongoing rotation west of Anton, Texas. Again, this is via Stormometer Media. Still got some scuddy clouds out there.
You can't hear me? Are you serious? I was muted the whole time.
For how long?
18 minutes.
That's a rip.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, that's... Oh my gosh. These past couple of days have been rough, man. Oh my gosh. Well, I don't even know what else to say. Looks like Freddie McKinney has some emergency on his stream. He's got some EMS of some sort or some chasers. So I'm gonna pull up his feed here to see what he's looking at, but it looks like he's helping out.
Oh, Storm Under Media has what is likely a developing funnel cloud. Yeah, he's got a developing tornado here, guys. This is a live look from south of Littlefield, Littlefield, Texas. We have a developing tornado right now, or at least a very impressive funnel cloud about to touch the ground here. If you're in this area, seek shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a sturdy building away from windows and in an interior room. Yeah, we've got a definite funnel there. I mean, see, now it's starting to look more like Scud, but at least for a brief period of time in that Scud, we had a definitive funnel cloud. But again, at this point, it's mostly just rotating Scud clouds. But that is a sign.
I'm Freddy right now, and looks like he's got a destroyed front of a car. I don't know if it got into a wreck, but the chasers on his feet are pointing to whatever.
I don't know what happened to Vincent, but we can't hear him. What's up, Leo? It's not a small wedge. But again, a lot of Scuddy activity ongoing here.
Yeah.
And again, we at least briefly had what resembled likely a funnel inside of those Scud clouds for a brief period of time, but now it's just heavily rotating Scud.
Let me know if you guys can hear me now. I was so confused. I was like, no one's tuning in. Now I realize why.
Won't produce right now because it sucked convection to the notch. We can say that that's a reason that this is going to slow down its tornadic production, but for one, that was about 15 minutes ago, and for another thing, that doesn't necessarily stop tornadic production entirely in every case. And again, like, right now, like what we're seeing here, I mean, obviously you got Scud clouds there in the middle, but it looks like we've got some resemblance of a rotating, at least lowering here in the storm. So it's not necessarily that we need to have you don't need to have perfect conditions for every tornado to develop. And the fact that it sucked in convection into the hook echo area is not necessarily a guarantee that this tornado is not going to be able to touch down.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're all good for tuning in. Actually, I appreciate you for letting me know, Mr. Twister, because if I didn't know that, then I would have probably been live for an hour plus with no sound.
If it makes you feel any better, I accidentally premiered my video while I was live, and now it's doing terrible. So we both messed up.
Alright, I mean, it happens to the best of us.
I'm wondering what this is on the right-hand side of their screen that they're not switching over to. What is that? Guys, let's move the camera here.
What are you looking at?
Well, if you pull up Stormwater Media, like, on the far right-hand side of the screen, I mean, there's a very impressive lowering, or at least it looks to be, from this angle. But, yeah, okay, there we go. I mean, yeah, we've got... Okay, so they've moved it now, and it's pretty clear that there is something trying to touch the surface. And, of course, now they turned it around, but we'll see what happens.
Freddy's got peak chaser with the Dominator 3.
Let's go.
It's like everyone. It's like the whole team.
Alright, well, we just went over how that doesn't entirely kill tornadic production, but that's fine if you would like to say that.
It's some sort of circuit or funnel cloud potentially trying to develop. This is south of Littlefield, Texas. Now, it's not confirmed, but Davis did say, according to Stormrunner Media, there's some sort of rotating good.
Yeah, well, and there was at least very briefly a funnel cloud. And, again, there's many lowerings and scuddy clouds, and one thing to note is that almost every cloud in here is rotating. So,
my gosh, it's so funny to see all the chasers going down the same road and just the Dominator 3 behind them.
Yeah.
Awesome. We'll be out there someday.
Maybe, if they're not dead by then.
Yeah, that's true.
They're not gonna, I don't know why I said that. They're definitely not going to be dead, but... I mean, there's a good chance that within the next 5 years we're out there, so I hope they're not dead.
Oh, I still can't believe I went that whole time with my stream muted. Insane.
Alright, yep. So you got your new little hook echo pointing out there. So, again, this is going to try to develop another area of circulation, most likely, near Highway 385. Now, this is where things start to get a little bit more serious and a little bit more problematic, because we are starting to get into the region, at least, of Lubbock, Texas. Now, again, we're not saying, EF5 mega wedge coming for downtown Lubbock, but we're going to have at least a broad circulation in the general vicinity of Lubbock, Texas, which, obviously, Lubbock is a huge city, and relative to what we've been dealing with here for the rest of this, it's going to be a huge, huge problem if we end up seeing really anything develop near the Lubbock Metro. So, again, we got to hope that this doesn't decide to continue its intense rotation, but if it does, big-time problem coming for Lubbock and surrounding areas.
Yeah.
And that new hook is very clear now.
Do you think I have permission to, pop up SRM's feed for, a split second?
They literally said you could use it, I'm pretty sure, but you're fine, dude.
Did?
I really think that... I may be wrong, but I'll ask him after stream, because I guarantee you they're not going to care, so...
Yeah, just don't want to bother their copyright.
They're not going to be bad, bro.
Alright. But again, that new hook echo trying to point out of the storm will be approaching Roundup, Texas here next couple minutes. But it's a very slow-moving storm. That's pretty much what these storms have been doing over the past couple of days. We actually had one tornado warning yesterday. It was stationary from the National Weather Service there, but this storm is moving east at 10 miles per hour. So, again, you don't need to freak out if you're in any of these areas, about running out of time to take shelter, but you want to make sure that you're still gathering all your important documents and making sure that you're getting into a safe spot.
Yeah, for sure. And again, keep in mind, guys, this storm is moving east at 10 miles per hour. If it continues at moving at that speed, on average, it is going to be at least 3 more hours until it makes its way for downtown Lubbock. So there is a good chance that it weakens out significantly by then.
Yeah.
I don't think their reputations are cooked, because this has just been, again, for a lot of people in the field of meteorology, you will know these past few days have been very, not necessarily very unexpected, but I will tell you, very few people were able to call out yesterday's unbelievable tornado outbreak.
And today, even, we went to bed with a marginal risk in this area, and we now have a 30-hatched hail and a 10-hatched tornado risk. So these events have been uptrending at the last minute like crazy, and they also have been overperforming in terms of a tornado threat, talking about yesterday. So we're not saying that's going to happen today, but another case of the uptrending last minute is today. So, again, this is something that, it's an area that has been getting absolutely just pounded over and over by severe weather. This has got to be 3 or 4 days in a row of, slight or enhanced risks, with the main hazards being hail and tornadoes.
Yeah. So, again, very clear that we've got some broad rotation here, again, just west of Anton at the moment. You can kind of see it redeveloping there along Road 597. So if you're out here in this area, make sure that you are staying in your safe spot. And again, if it continues on the track, it will be in the general vicinity of Lubbock, Texas. Again, we're not saying it's going to go right through Lubbock, but it's going to go quite close. And again, it'll at least make its way through whatever county it is that Lubbock's in. I don't remember the name, but and they did actually just update that tornado warning there for Anton. It is still warned for tennis ball-sized hail and radar-indicated rotation.
But if you're in Loon's Chapel, you guys can go ahead and, get out of shelter. Because at this point, the storms we have passed you. But at one point, you could see a much more well-defined hook echo there, trying to develop north of with Thurl. But it looks like it's starting to kind of tuck back into the storm. So we'll see if that inflow starts to pick up again. But again, you're still going to need a lot of that RFD to start ripping again for this to go tornadic. So we're going to just, continuing to watch this. But according to radar, rotation isn't too big. But again, we have, about 10 minutes ago, reports of rotating scud.
Look at, this structure, man. I mean, you could, if I had no idea what the radar looks like, if I was blindfolded on the radar, and if this was the first frame I saw on Storm Hunter Media's feed, you could legitimately trick me into thinking that this is a wedge tornado. Again, it's not, but very low-hanging and just extremely heavy precipitation clouds there southwest of Anton. And again, I will note the newest velocity scan, again, incredibly clear now that we've got rotation approaching with Thurl, Texas. And again, eventually Roundup, Dean, and Shallow Water are going to be in the general vicinity. So if you're in this region, make sure that you are prepared to seek shelter if necessary. Again, right now your rotation is going to be located right over Concho Road near Yellow House Draw.
Looks like that hail core is starting to really come back here, back up to 72 DBZs.
Yeah. Brand new severe thunderstorm warning just issued as well. That's going to be going out for sections of Alabama. This is for our bow echo here that we've been dealing with through south central Alabama actually now for a while. This is for damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour. So if you're in Goodwater or Alexander City as well as central portions of Autauga County, make sure that you are moving indoors immediately, because I would not be shocked to see some 60 to 65 mile an hour wind gusts there along I-65 near Clinton.
Again, that was previously warned for 70 miles an hour towards Billingsley, Deatsville, and Clanton, but it looks like it's starting to just barely weaken out. But again, as that crosses I-65, still some damaging winds are going to be certainly possible.
Yeah. So, again, obviously a numerous amount of chasers out here right now on this, and for good reason. Okay, our rotation is, again, very clear and actually getting quite strong now. Getting increasingly concerned here for areas east of Withorl, Texas. It also looks like this is taking a very sharp turn to the south, because actually what happened here is our rotation died and it did a low velocity couple at handoff, and that new area of rotation is moving south-southwest. So Withorl, Hodge, and Levelland, Texas, you need to be seeking shelter immediately. We've got strong tornadic rotation heading your way, and I would be willing to bet that within the next 5 to 10 minutes you're going to be under the new tornado warning here.
We have 2 Dows, actually, formed.
Wow.
And a ton of chasers. I mean, I counted 20 cars after just watching 10 seconds. So we're going to be kept up to date here with information if this gets on the ground, but the structure with this Supercell, again, like David said, is pretty unbelievable from all sides here. I mean, it's just incredible what these storms can do.
So that new velocity scan there showing a still pretty impressive velocity couple, and again, this is going to be going right into Withorl, Texas within the next couple of minutes. So if you're in Withorl or along Kansas Road, you need to be seeking shelter immediately. again, very clear area of tornadic circulation just northeast of Witharl right now heading your way. Again, I'm kind of surprised they didn't already put out a new tornado warning, but if I had to guess, the next tornado warning here is going to look something like this. There's a chance it includes Levelland, Texas, so if you are in Levelland, make sure that you are prepared to seek shelter. Again, Levelland's obviously our second biggest population center just after Lubbock within, a 50-mile radius or so we got to watch out for this.
Yeah. What's up, Caleb? First time watching, listening to me. We've had stormy weather in Dallas area over the past few days. Looks like it's fizzled out until next week. Any suggestions for the best weather apps? So, yeah, that's actually a great question. So, if you are talking about, just forecast weather app, honestly, I would go with just, weather.com, the weather channel. They have a great app, but, AccuWeather it's decent for, a couple of days forecast, but when you look at the long range, you really want to stick to the most reliable sources there. But My Radar is also a very good option to use. But if you're getting into tracking these storms across the country, and you're looking for a very powerful radar app, I would honestly go with Radar Omega or Radar Scope. Honestly, I'd say those are the two best buys. If you are, just looking to get it on your mobile device, Radar Omega is $9.99, I believe. So, again, not a sponsor, but definitely a very good choice if you're looking for a good radar app to use when tracking storms.
Yeah. I'd like to point out we do have a upgrade to our severe thunderstorm warning for the north side of Amarillo. This is now a destructive severe thunderstorm warning for baseball-sized hail and damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour. So if you are in Bishop Hills or any of these far northern communities in downtown Amarillo, make sure that you are moving indoors and away from windows immediately.
Yeah, no problem, Caleb.
Alrighty.
So again, that is baseball-sized hail falling on the north side of Amarillo. Yeah, wow. The hail core is starting to look much more significant on our Antone storm here. Again, measuring 70 plus dBZs for a pretty wide area. If we look at our vertically integrated liquid, you can see, that is a giant maxed out area there. So
whoa! We have a tornado on the ground. Sorry, we have a huge tornado on the ground via Storm Media's feed.
Oh wow! Okay, let's check that out.
So, ongoing tornado via Storm Media here, at least that's what it appears to be. I don't think I'm tripping here. We got ground circulation there very clearly. They just zoomed out a long ways, but I believe they've got a tornado on the ground there if they would zoom back in. I know they're driving, obviously, and stuff, so it's very hard to do that, but I think, again, if they turn their camera back over to the left, we had ground circulation there, so I'm 99% sure we have an ongoing tornado, and it's also on Freddy's stream, apparently. That's what Mr. Twister just said, and, again, it is on the ground.
Alright, yeah, so let's tune into Freddy here.
And again, this just underwent another replacement in its hook echo, so this is going to go dangerously close to Witharl, or whatever this town is pronounced. Yeah, it's weird, Sam. Like, there was no visible condensation funnel, but there was a lot of ground circulation.
Tiny bit of ground circulation there. Oh, okay, I don't know if you guys see that on the center of Freddy's screen, but that could definitely be a funnel lowering. You know what, that actually might be a tornado dropping. Look at Freddy's stream, that I think that might be, unless it's Scud. It's so hard to tell.
Well, Storm Media definitely had something on the ground. There was a lot of ground circulation for a brief period of time, so it may have been like a very brief, skinny land spout, but
whatever this is, it's rotating really rapidly, and it's there's rising motion. So whatever this is, it's rotating, and it's trying to drop. So Freddy's in the notch right now, so he's approaching some sort of very strong rotation here.
Just look at how
Again.
fast those clouds are moving around. Yeah, this is
Yep.
what it looks like last time it produced the tornado further north.
Yeah, I don't know if he's near SRM, but right now it looks like we might have seen a brief touchdown, but it's really trying to put some...
Whoa, it's on the ground again. It's on the ground. Huge ground circulation. Wow. Look at that, guys. That is an ongoing tornado via Storm Under Media.
Ongoing tornado, also on
Whoa.
Look at the reflectivity now.
Oh my goodness, I can't get over that. On the ground tornado now. This is a big time tornado. If you're in this area, seek shelter immediately.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, look at that ground circulation there. It's huge. You can see how low those are, but it's such a giant area.
And again, that's going to be just southeast of Witharl, Texas. So if you're in this area, we need you to be, again, in your safe spot. I don't know why they have not extended this tornado warning yet. This tornado is legitimately unwarned right now. So we'll see what happens with that. But again, we know for a fact that we've had at least 2 brief ground circulations with this. And there we go. Yep, there's another one. Oh my goodness. Shoot. Yeah, so that is right now hitting some structures. I don't know what those structures are, if they're homes or whatnot, but... Yep.
Home just got hit. Oh, there's damage. Okay. Yeah, this is not good.
Oh, wow. Look at that tornado, guys. Look at that motion. This is an ongoing tornado via Storm Under Media. Again, big-time tornado on the ground in Texas, and this is getting larger.
The ground circulation is becoming much more...
Oh, that's nasty.
Yeah, that's... Wow. It just went past a home there. It's about to impact that tree line. So, again, this is live right now from SRM. Big time tornado in progress here near Witharl, Texas.
Look at that motion, dude.
Yeah, very significant tornado in progress here. This is unwarned. We do not have a tornado warning in effect, and we have a tornado on the ground.
Yeah, so again, unwarned tornado now in Texas.
Yeah.
They reissued a severe thunderstorm warning for it, which is interesting. But
they do not have the tornado possible tag, so I mean, I'm assuming they're gonna issue one here any second. But again, this is a tornado in progress via multiple chasers. We're lucky that all of our chasers are on this one storm here, so we're getting all angles of it.
basically, what you're going to want to do is, if you are in this severe thunderstorm warning polygon, we want you to treat it like it's a tornado warning, because, again, it's for the same storm. So, if you are in Updike West, Smire, or as far west as Leveland, I would say you need to be in your safe spot. Yeah.
So, looks like Freddy's behind SRM right now. Still looking at some very, rapidly rotating clouds. Yeah, holy crap. That's insane, man. The Scud is just crazy. Looks like some Scud fingers tickling the ground.
Oh my gosh.
I brought it back.
So if you're in this area, seek shelter. And it's legitimately just, again, pretty much sitting here. I mean, it's moving south very slowly at about 10 miles an hour. Again, unwarned tornado here, likely still ongoing. Northeast of Leveland, Texas.
Holy crap, look at the hail.
Yeah.
Or unless those are crops.
Yeah, I think that's just cotton.
Oh. Dude, look how fast the Scud is rising.
Yeah.
Is that a funnel off to the left-hand side of SRM's feed?
That's what I'm wondering right now. I think that's just some interesting cloud development.
Alright.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure I'm the original Does Weather, and also, even if I wasn't, I was Davis Does Games for a long time before that, and even before on YouTube, I was Davis Does Games on Twitter in 2019, so not a competition or anything, but if it was. These cows are just running loose.
Looks like they have issued a new severe thunderstorm warning here. This is for parts of far southeastern New Mexico for Oil Center. This is going to be for 70-mile-an-hour winds and golf ball-sized hills. So if you're in this area, make sure you are getting indoors and away from windows. This is approaching Hobbs, which is an area that I remember covering in October. I still don't know why, but I remember very vividly covering a tornado that impacted that area back in October.
Well, because that was like one of your first streams.
I think it was my first tornado ever that I've ever covered.
I think that's right, yeah.
I think that's why I remember it.
There was a rope near Hobbs. Reportedly tornado with that New Mexico storm. Oh, it's okay, so Reed's on it. How did Reed get all the way down there? What in the world?
No way. Reed is not.
Oh, okay. He said last year. Okay.
Oh.
I was like, what? Reed was Reed was on this storm like 30 minutes ago. What happened? Look at all that dust being kicked up, man. Wow.
Yeah, still possible. Oh, there's damage. Is that a damage?
No. That was like that.
Oh. This is such peak chaser convergence.
Yeah. I saw it was Ryan Schultz's birthday.
Oh, yeah, it is.
On Twitter, so.
Everyone's saying, like, happy birthday to the man that's, like, the greatest at breaking windshields.
I mean, honestly, yeah. It's better than hitting a turkey, though.
That's true. I think that's, Jordan Hall off to the right there.
So again, what they're zooming in on here, guys, is just the lowering in these clouds. Again, there's nothing ongoing confirmed. We've got, again, a lot of scuddy action here, and that's what's always the scary thing, is because a lot of times we think that there's a lot of scud, and then, you know, we just see a ground circulation appear. It's not ideal.
Yeah. You can see that rotation, though.
Yeah.
In the center of the screen there. So, very rapidly rotating scud here. Let me check Twitter for updates.
So, new velocity scan there. Again, it looks like things are a little less impressive. But again, this storm has gone back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Again, we have been covering one supercell genuinely now for 2 hours, which is not something that happens a lot whenever it's literally just one supercell.
Looks like PA storm trackers are actually on this, and they got the main, like the big tornado.
Are you sure that's today, or are you seeing yesterday's?
This is today.
Okay.
Big dusty tornado on the ground near Beulah, Texas.
Alright.
Oh, look at SRM.
Yeah.
You can see a little bit of a funnel potentially trying to drop there. Do you see that?
I don't necessarily see a funnel.
Like in the middle. Is that not a funnel? Guess not.
No. We do have a pretty clear mezzo, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we've got two separate areas of very broad velocities. The one that Stormwater Media is seeing is the one just south of Withal, Texas. Again, we have their feed going in and out because this is obviously a horrible signal area, even whenever there's not severe storms and tornadoes ongoing. But we're likely going to see this develop a little bit further here. As we go into the future, it's entirely possible that this does respin up another very brief little tornado that has been a pretty consistent trend with this storm all day. I was going to say these storms, but it has legitimately been one.
Yeah, I mean, all the other storms are just dropping some big-time hail and pretty some damaging winds.
Yeah.
have some broad rotation just to the northeast of Vega, Texas. Very broad and very weak, but definitely something to note. Just kind of emerging there.
Yeah.
It's going to be off to the west of our storm currently producing baseball-sized hail. This is north of Amarillo, Texas. Amarillo.
Did you just call it Armarillo?
Amarillo's insane. Amarillo. It looks like that new warning is actually for golf ball size hail, so they actually have downgraded the warning there.
Well, and that's why this storm, I think, has been struggling so much to... I mean, it's been producing tornadoes, but it's been struggling so much to keep them on the ground for more than 2.5 seconds, and I think that's because of this placement of this boundary. It is, like... I mean, we are just seeing these tornadoes just barely drop for, again, I don't think any tornadoes lasted more than 30 seconds for the past, hours, so, with this storm here. And it's been happening over and over again. It looks like it's about to happen again here. We may have a developing tornado. Yeah, things are getting pretty low, and then we wait for that ground circulation. Wait for it. It may appear. We'll see what happens, but we've definitely got something trying to develop here on Storm Media's feet again. Do we have ground circulation? Not yet. I mean,
yeah, as well. Wow.
It just takes one little second here for that all to change.
Getting super low there with a lot of rising motion.
Yeah, that is extremely low.
Developing tornado, I think.
Yeah.
Now it's falling apart again.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Well, it's because of the placement of this boundary. These storms are trying to latch onto it, but they just don't quite succeed because of the exact placement of it. Again, it looks like this is just so unbelievably close, though. And again, it is hard to say. Okay, yeah. I mean, that's definitely either a intense rotating wall cloud or a funnel developing now. If it's a funnel, that's going to be like a crazy sidewinder, but I think that's just a big old wall cloud that we're seeing develop there on Storm Media's feet right now. And again, that is getting very low. So again, if you are in this area, you need to be in your safe spot. Potentially a tornado trying to develop here just southeast of with Thorol. Yeah, dude. Oh my goodness, it's so low. It's so low.
Yeah.
This is going to touch down. I mean, it's so close. Yeah, this is about to happen.
This is going to be like the fourth brief tornado from this one cell, right?
Well, fourth brief one, yes, but we've had way more than 4 in total.
Oh, wow.
But yeah.
Dude, it's so hard.
It is, and then it just keeps like... Oh, wait, is it...
Is it on the ground?
I can't tell. It's so close if it's not on the ground.
Dude, it's so close to the ground, but it keeps falling apart.
That is so unbelievably close.
This is the closest it gets. It's about halfway from the ground here.
I mean, yeah, we can see now from the wide view that obviously that is a very clear lowering. So,
yeah, oh my gosh, wow.
Big old funnel developing.
Look at that dusty color there.
I know, it's like weird. Oh my, it's like it picked up that dust into the clouds. But I think that's just the
Look, it's going back down. Gosh.
Oh my goodness, it's trying so hard.
It really is.
It's so close. Well, it looks like that is done. It occluded just as fast as it got intense there. So that's good.
Oh, there. I think Ryan.
But yeah, we'll continue to watch this here. Again, we have seen so many little lowerings pop out of this thing and then retract and then pop out and retract, pop out, retract. Likely due to the placement of this boundary. And then, again, I mean, it's just going to keep trying and trying. And We'll see how many times it succeeds. Again, at this point, I kind of want it to succeed, and that does not make me a monster, because this is a extremely rural area. Nobody lives out here. It's not basically nobody. It is nobody in the track of this. So I kind of want to see this touchdown, just to see how photogenic these things would really be, and how long they could possibly last. Again, big old wall cloud there on the left-hand side of Summoner Media's feed at the minute.
Yeah, look at that, guys.
Look at that wall cloud.
Holy crap. Dude, everything about this Supercell is beautiful. Alright, he's trying to get ahead of it now. Is that DL?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, big old wall cloud. We may see something develop along it there.
Yeah, it's really trying hard, guys.
I don't know how we don't even have the tornado possible tag on this.
Yeah.
Home of the big Texan steak. Yeah, I mean, it's technically not... Okay, look at that. Oh, my goodness. That is such a low-hanging wall cloud, dude.
Oh.
What is going on?
That is so cool.
That is unbelievable.
Dang. This is why Texas is the best chasing country. You can see things for miles.
I agree with that in terms of West Texas and Central Texas, but Eastern Texas is a little more populated. It starts to feel like Dixie again.
Yeah. I mean, the Panhandle.
Yeah, the Panhandle's where it's at.
Yeah.
And like southeast New Mexico.
Yeah. Like Hobbs.
Clovis. Again, it's trying. Again, big old wall cloud. Rotating so fast. It is trying.
So hard.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want a wedge EF0 in a place where nobody lives. And I want it to be 58 miles wide.
Just like Hawley, Texas, yesterday.
Did we actually have a tornado near Hawley?
The wedge yesterday.
Well, it was closer to other towns, though, than Hawley.
Yeah, but Hawley was in the PD.
Hawley, what? Alright, we lost him, but Hawley was not in the PDS. Is he thinking of Matador? Because Matador was in it, but Hawley was not in the PDS. I think he's thinking of Matador. Hello?
There we go. I don't know why, like...
My phone died. By the way, Hawley was not in the PDS. I think you're thinking of Matador. Hello? You leave? I can't really hear him. I don't know what's happening. But... Alright, we'll see if this will work. I'm almost 180% sure, though, that he's thinking of Matador. I don't even have a charge over here. That's fine. We're probably only going to be live for like 5 more minutes. I'd love to be live for longer, but unfortunately I've got some stuff to do. But I want to watch this for as long as physically possible, because this is the most beautiful trying Supercell of all time. So, again, that very broad area of circulation now located just north of Leveland. Again, your Supercell is going to likely continue to move, like, due south pretty much. So, again, good chance that this actually does miss the Lubbock Metro with its circulation. However, it's entirely possible that Lubbock still sees some hail. Speaking of which, big-time hail core continuing to develop here. It's funny I say that, because this literally just got downgraded to lime-sized hail, which is pretty surprising. It's the most impressive the hail core has been in like 20 minutes. Hello? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, bet. Alright. Yeah. I don't know what happened.
By the way, I think you're thinking of Matador, Texas, because Holy was not in the PDS yesterday.
Yeah, it was Matador. I don't know why I said Holly. But yeah, it was Matador.
Again, guys, I can't check stream checks. My phone died. I guess I could bring it up on here real quick since we're about to end off anyways. I do unfortunately have to go in a couple of minutes here.
Oh, dang. Big time Elkhorn developing. 73 DVZs there.
Alright, chat. How we doing?
Honestly, the entire coverage of storms hasn't been too impressive so far.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just been the one, and obviously, in today's situation, at least, it only takes one, and again, you're getting like a 1-for-5 deal here, because, I mean, we've seen at the very least 5 different, tornadoes with this, potentially up to 10 or 15.
That's insane.
Smallest mesoscale ever. Is there a new mesoscale?
It sucks you have school on Monday. Nothing you can do about it.
I've got school on Monday.
Yeah, I mean, if I can, I'll be here.
Look at that meso. So, in this mesoscale discussion, they do mention cyclic supercell with large hail and periodic tornado risk persists close to the Lubbock area. And they mention all that cool air coming off from the east, the rightward propagation being a possibility as this cell continues to move further off to the south. So again, anywhere in this little mesoscale discussion, the Storm Prediction Center and the National Weather Service believe that this supercell is going to have the travel through with the potential of damaging wind gusts up to 80 miles an hour, a strong tornado or two, and hail in between large apple and softball size, all with this one singular supercell.
Wow.
So, pretty incredible stuff to see. So again, before I end off here, I think what I'm going to say is be on the lookout for the rest of the night. Again, even if it's just this one supercell that we see for the rest of the night, this supercell has an incredible environment to work with. It's got plenty of cape, plenty of shear. It's got itself a nice amount of boundaries, and it's got several different more what's the word I'm looking for? More specific meteorological features working with it that are going to lead to this thing becoming pretty dangerous here. Not becoming pretty dangerous, but continuing to be pretty dangerous over the next couple of hours. I mean, guys, this has been a supercell that has been tornadic for 3 hours straight now. And if you think that it's going to stop there, I mean, I don't know why you would. Again, this thing has an even better environment to work with now than it did whenever it first developed. So, again, it's not me saying that this is going to produce another strong tornado, but it is certainly going to have the potential to. And even if it doesn't, it's going to, again, continue to drop all those huge hailstones that we've been saying. Those destructive wind gusts are going to be possible. And overall, just a pretty nasty situation here. And again, that's going to be in a very small corridor, likely in between Levelland and Lubbock, Texas, over the next couple of hours. So, again, that's all I've got for you guys today. Thank you all for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. We're probably not going to be back later tonight. Honestly, we may do like a really late night chill stream, but probably not. Again, we will be back tomorrow as we are going to be watching for another threat of severe weather across portions of the southern plains as well as sections of New Mexico there once again. Again, this is like day 5 or 6 in a row of having at least a marginal risk in the Texas Panhandle. Probably going to get upgraded to a slight risk, but again, that's all I got for you guys today. So thank you all for tuning into this live stream, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.